Welcome to U.S. Rugby Happy Hour Live. Interviews with the biggest names in American rugby.
The New England Free Jacks, Major League Rugby champions. One-on-one to score.
Here are your hosts, Phil Baker and that other guy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is U.S. Rugby Happy Hour Live. Fitzy, how are you, man? How you feeling? It's been a little over a week since I've seen you, or less than a week.
Bill, I've been good. Thank you. I appreciate that, caring for me. It's very thoughtful.
Hey, you feeling better, though?
From what? Should I be feeling bad?
You had like COVID or something like that, like 2 weeks
ago.
I
don't let stuff like that slow me down, baby.
You don't let
No, I'm good.
Nothing.
Okay.
All right, good.
Are
you though good? Are you good though? I mean, I didn't see how you did in fantasy, football this past week, but hopefully you did well. I'm actually cheering for you, unless we're playing against each other.
Did not do so hot this time, but that's okay. That's okay.
I had the most points scored in the first week and the least amount of points scored in the second week.
Okay.
All right, get away with that. This is not a football show. This is a rugby show. So a couple of things we should talk about really quick is some MLR stuff out there. I don't know if you noticed. I think we've been hearing rumors for a while, but it sounds like we're hearing more and more and more about Dallas bowing out, which is really sad to hear, especially after the season they had. I don't know. I just wish someone could buy the team and bring them to Vancouver or whatever that could. I mean, I guess that's not really a thing. You don't really bring a team somewhere. You just start up again. But, I mean, what's your take on that? I mean, you talk a lot more about MLR with the other guys as well. What's your take on that?
Still unconfirmed, but it seems like any day now, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday news dump, the news is going to come out from some of the chatter that I've been hearing, some conversations and stuff. It sounds like it's happening, which – again, unfortunate, right? Because I think everyone saw what they did this year on the field. Yeah. Very competitive, made the playoffs. It was awesome. We understand that MLR is in growing pains. And I hope they can find, all the players and staff can find a new club if a 12th team joins. But it's too bad about Dallas because they were turning it around. So.
And they were. And also, if you're up for a new job, I do understand NOLA Gold is hiring a new CEO.
Oh.
So if you get on LinkedIn, the job posting's there. Go ahead and put your name in the hat.
Okay. Do you have to be in New Orleans?
It's probably not a remote job. I'm going to assume it's not a remote job.
Hybrid. I'll work down there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, come back here. Well, I mean, I guess I'd have to stay down there for the games.
Well, yeah. Maybe especially during Mardi Gras or something.
Where did our CEO go?
I know.
He's down on Bourbon Street.
Listeners, we're going to get to our first guest here in a second, but before that, please do us a favor, like, follow, and subscribe to this show, whether it's the live show you're watching right now on Facebook or YouTube, or the podcast replay, which will come out the day following each show. Please do so. Follow. If you want to, go ahead and just play all these podcasts back to back. You can listen if you want to. Because we just want you to get. Honestly, we want you to listen because we have so many great guests in the show, and they're all so fun to talk to, and especially our guest tonight. With that said, Fitzy, what do you say we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, our guest. Clearly, he didn't have enough punishment from us the last time he was on. Let's welcome back to the show, U.S. Eagle Captain Greg Peterson. Hey, Greg.
How are you guys?
And if you look at the video, you can see that he's had punishment from someone else.
Oh, man.
Yeah, copped a swift punch from one of the Fijian blokes, but I guess I was doing something right then.
I was going to say, you were doing something right. You just
Was that at the bottom of a rock, or what happened? How did that happen?
It was towards one of the balls in the second half. Just was able to get between them a bit and pulled it, fell down with the ball carrier. And then you just see the number 4 come over the top, and you just see my head jolt back. So not enough to sight or anything like that. But yeah, I got into him a little bit afterwards. No punches from me, but yeah, I've learned my lesson, I guess.
Love you, man. So you're in Japan right now. How is Japan treating you? Anything like the 2019 World Cup? Because I remember that was a great environment for the players. The local crowd really treat everyone well.
No, it's been unreal. Like, coming here to this nation is always awesome. Like, the way in which they embrace sport, embrace foreign teams, like it's something you don't see in other countries. Like, I know that in part of the stands in Kumagai that we had Japanese fans. They had their printouts and they were reading and singing the American national anthem, kind of to support us. And the amount of diehard fans that are around, they were always down at the bottom of our hotels. Photos, autographs every single day that we were there up in Kumagai, and then even back here in Tokyo. So their love and passion for sport here is awesome, and it's great to be here. It's great to be supported, almost like a home nation. We're staying in Tokyo right now. This is our last day before we head down to Osaka, and the hotel staff have been incredible. Again, they've managed to pull out almost like an antique American flag for whenever we need it for media uses and stuff, and it's great here. And the boys have really enjoyed it too. It's a culture you don't see very often, like outside of Japan itself, and the boys have really embraced it in terms of all the ramen shops, the yakitori, the sushi. A couple of boys just went to an onsen's, which if you've ever done one, it's the cleanest you'll ever be if you do one. So it's been very good.
How's the eating been? I gotta ask, what kind of meals have you guys had?
It's been great. Like, again, the hotel has been awesome. Pretty much supplying like Western food, so the boys don't feel like they're too far away from home. But also, like, I've even had chats with Alex Ross. Like, he's happy with most of the boys going out and eating out if they want to, because majority of the food's just so healthy for you. Like, there's nothing that's too greasy or too fatty or anything like that would be create negative athletic performances. So it's really just keeping on top of the walking around, and the boys just want to explore and get around, and it's just making sure that we don't gas ourselves out before the game.
Sorry, Fitzy, I was going to say, you mentioned the healthy foods and stuff. I was going to say for a second, well, it's not a lot of really large Japanese people, but then again, I saw a video that was posted about the sumo wrestling that a bunch of you guys went to. I don't know if you went to it or not, but did you partake in that?
No, I didn't know. I did look on the website for it, but it was all sold out. So how Paul managed to get tickets, I don't know. He's he's probably the best tourist out of us all. But yeah, a bunch of the front row boys went along and watched that, and they showed me some videos, and it's bloody impressive. And you could tell that they were highly impressed by the skill of those big boys' athleticism. That it was something to go see.
Yeah.
Maybe something to apply in the scrum then, maybe on I guess some more. But anyway, so good. You guys know for the PNC. I mean, first of all, you've been involved in other competitions like this in the past, but how important is bringing the PNC back, right, for the growth of this team, this current USA Men's Eagles team?
It's huge, like for this competition to be year in, year out. Like, the past 2 times it's been around was just as pre-World Cup games, kind of mock-ups for the Pacific nations. So it's great that it's a yearly thing, because one, it gives us like guaranteed games both in the States and in Japan against an extremely good roster of Tier 2 nations. So we can continually test ourselves out against teams on the same level as us and higher, with the likes of Japan and Fiji. And that's the only way you improve. You've got to play multiple test matches a year, and it can't just be like high level or same level or below level, whatever it is, to have this consistency, not just for us, but for teams like Samoa, Tonga, even Canada. Those teams are going to, greatly benefit from these regular games year in, year out.
Let's talk about Fiji last week, Greg. Your team looked more disciplined as far as off sidelines at least went. But, Fiji's known to be a physical team, but I also know that you guys are known to be physical as well. So that had to have been a battle, and looking at your face, obviously, is part of it. But but the physicality of that match had to have been tough on you guys. Can you talk about that? And also talk about the result. And, it had to have been disappointing to come away without a win, or at least scoring more than 3 points.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Like, it was a unique perspective for me, just being on the bench. But it was good. Like, the boys that started that game did absolutely unreal. Like, we knew Fiji were like a bunch of big guys that played a lot of high level for rugby all around the world, And even I remember running out for the warm up, and I was like, "Shit, they look bigger in person than on the video," and that's coming from me too. But the way the boys fronted up physically, just we got into it. We rolled our sleeves up and did our job. We like Nick Easter laid out a really good defensive plan for us, and challenged us. Same with Scott, and really challenged us to take a step up. And the boy, I think everyone did that. And it's unfortunate that I don't think the score reflects the way the game went, because you take away 2 of those tries, you probably give us, like, if you say one of those passes that they made was forward, and you give us one of them that the borderline ones, it's a different ball game, and everyone's going, but I think if you watch that game and rugby like you do, you probably just go, shit, like we held them to a good point, and we just struggled towards the end of the game.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about the the strategy, the game plan going into it. What can you share a little bit about maybe Scott's thinking, or kind of the plan of having guys like you and Jake and KP, veterans who normally start, but coming off the bench here against Fiji? What was kind of the thinking behind that?
We knew that Fiji were going to play a bit of a expansive game. We knew that they got better as the game went on a little bit, and so we just wanted to, I think Scott wanted to give a couple of boys some opportunities at starting, but then also have a strong bench. The games that we did well, we had good bench production coming off. And we've been slowly growing that, and he just wanted a different aspect to it. So we knew it was going to be a huge 80-minute performance. And so we just he just wanted to structure it a little bit different. It's a long competition. This weekend will be, game 4, 5 weeks together and stuff. So these are one of the longer tours we've been together in for a long time. So at some point in time, you do have to, rotate, because a lot of the boys are also coming off long MLR seasons, playing a lot of minutes that are a part of this team. So you got to take that into effect, and plus the way in which we train with this team, it's much higher intensity. So it's a bigger load on the boys and the bodies, and so we just a quick change up, and I don't think it hindered the team at all. It gave a lot of boys some opportunities, and to stake their claim and try and hold on to a jersey.
And let's you just talked about this weekend's match. You're playing Manu Samoa, not to be confused from some of us to Samu Manoa, but anyway, bronze medal, 3rd place match. You did talk briefly about it, preparing for it, but talk a little more about preparing for this team, another very physical team. And also, is it silly to say, I don't know, is this a must-win match? You know what I'm saying? It's like, we got to win matches.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's why we all play the game, is to games. We want to represent the States well, and we want to inspire the next generation of rugby players coming through. And the best way to do that is to win matches over big teams. And as much as I'd like to say, we've come close, they should be happy with that. No, we want that. We're very much aiming for that podium spot. So with Samoa this weekend, it's a very similar team. They've got a strong kicking game, can be sporadic at times, and they've got some very strong ball carriers and key players. So, but again, like always, we're very much focusing on ourselves, and if we know that we can keep our penalty count down, we can keep ourselves under pressure, and keep ourselves relieving pressure, and place pressure back on them, then we'll be in a good place. So it's just mainly just coming down to executing that to the best of our ability.
Now, Greg, you've got crack research here shows that I think you're on cap number 47, so you're a few there away from 50.
Yeah.
Got some big names on that list ahead of you. Todd Clever, of course, has got 76, most capped eagle of all time. The guy's got like Camp Dolan, Mike McDonald, Mike Petrie. The list goes on.
Yeah.
Impressive names, not far ahead of you there. I mean, what does it mean to be, up there in terms of, I think you're just about maybe going to crack the top 10 of most capped eagles of all time. How's that feel?
Yeah. I mean, to be a part of that list would be unreal. Like, that was always when I was young, to be a goal, to be at a club for, 100 games or, something like that. But I didn't realize pretty much how important it is. I know my very first cap was Lou Stanfield's 50th. And it was really interesting seeing how much that meant, because I before that I didn't really know or have an understanding of how many test matches USA Rugby has, and obviously over the 10 years of my career, it's taken a bloody long time. Yeah, to be close to that, to be within reach is unreal, and it's definitely a goal, a personal goal that I've set myself. And to make that list would be unreal, but obviously got to take each game as it comes, and the jersey's never yours. You always return it at the end of the game, and just as long as you play well and you've respected it well, then you get another opportunity in it. So yeah.
And COVID didn't help any, I'm going to say, because you lost at maybe 8 matches during that time, let's say, right, estimated. Any chance? So you're only 20 away from 77. Only. Is that even attainable? Well, it is attainable because, Greg, we've seen you play 80-plus minutes in club everywhere else.
Check your math, Bill.
Well, I'm not here to do math. I'm here to talk rugby. So, anyway, I mean, is that even do you even think about that? You're kind of like, you know what? Let's just get to the next World Cup. Let's just get to this. Let's get through the PNC, that kind of thing. Are you even thinking that far ahead?
Yeah, I just think tour by tour very much, because it's a little bit different than it was a couple of years ago. I'd leave tour, go back to the full-time club, and that was easy. Whereas this time now, with pretty much the player climate, it's a little bit different. But it's also, I don't know, it's a bit of both. It's good and bad. But yeah, I very keep it to tour. I think it's wild to think that in this past year, with how much moving and how much rugby I've played, I looked at the other day, there's this brilliant website that records everything. And I think after last weekend, I've played 31 games and over 1,900 minutes of rugby. And that's well encapsulated any time that I spent that I was in Newcastle, which is also insane to think, and to think I'm doing it at 33 and playing the most rugby ever, which is wild. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the journey and as it comes, and yeah, just going with the flow. I know how my body works. I know what to keep it ticking over, and when it feels good, when it feels bad, and what to do. So just leaning into that more, and yeah, just training as hard as I can to be as best prepared as I can for every single game.
So, Greg, of course, Bill has me ask this question, but I know you guys are pretty busy over there in Japan. You're focused on playing Samoa here, but last night was the premiere of the new season of Dancing with the Stars. Bill's a big, massive fan, of course. He's watched all huge. 33 seasons. Yeah. Of course, USA Women's 7-star Alona Mar was on it. What score would you have given Alona? Did you watch her dance?
I didn't know, but I'm going to score her extremely high for just the pure support. Give her an absolute 10 out of 10, because what she's done for this sport and this organization has been massive. I know she's been quietly ticking away for a couple of years now, but then for her to blow up the way she has, and that whole women's sevens team to gain that momentum and everything that they've done has been absolutely brilliant. And for her to be kind of the figurehead for the organization is unreal too, because she holds it in such a high manner with respect to what the organization stands for. So, she's done amazing for it, and I can't wait to see what else she does to help grow the sport, grow the game, and continue on to have a real support for that 2033 Women's Rugby World Cup, because that would be unreal.
All right, since Fitzy asked that serious question, let me go to another a couple more questions for you here, Greg. Let's talk about the Legion, next MLR season. Obviously, there's been, every team goes through this. You've lost some players, retirements, whatever else. Talk about this season coming up. Obviously, the staff is still recruiting players now to fill in holes. Do you have any expectations coming up for the 25 season? Getting the finals is a great achievement in its own. Can the team keep that up?
Yeah, I think so. I think from everything I've heard, I played a lot against John Minetti. He coached Eastwood when I played Manly, and I know every time I went up against his Eastwood team was a hard battle. It was always tough, and those boys were all ready to die for each other on the pitch. So I know, as being on the other side of it, I think he creates some incredibly good culture and must be a good coach also. In terms of the tactic wise, because he was able to do a lot of things with that Eastwood team, and then obviously went on and did a lot with the Australian Sevens program too. So in terms of that, I haven't spoken to him yet. I look to reach out to him sometime in the near future when this tour finishes. But then in terms of recruiting and stuff, I'm not too sure what's happening there. I've pretty much, since I've got into camp here, been focused on this team and what we want to do. In terms of, the captain responsibility, there's been a lot of, chess pieces to be moving and taking care of blokes and, building up and, future-proofing this whole teams too. So it's spent a lot of time on it. But yeah, very much looking forward to reconnecting with the Legion coaching staff and seeing what's happening next.
Maybe a player coach role for you. Does that happen in Major League Rugby? I don't know.
Well, we had iHikes doing that this past season. So if I'm doing that, then hopefully I can play a little bit less and keep the body in a little bit check. But
well, slowly get to 77. Slowly get. You don't need to get in 2 years. Not only will be the most capped Eagle ever, you'll be the oldest one ever. Well, hey, Greg, man, this has been a blast. Always fun talking to you. Thank you so much for jumping in with us. Good luck this weekend against Samoa.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Bill. Appreciate it, John.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yes, always great to talk to Greg. He's a legend, obviously, in this league, whatever else, and not just this league. I mean, like he said, he mentioned playing against Manly years ago. I mean, it's been a while. He's Glasgow Warriors, Newcastle Falcons, back to Glasgow Warriors, other places as well. And then here, MLR eventually. He was one of those guys I knew or was hoping would come, to the States. I can't say back home because, he grew up in Australia, but he's definitely got the passport for America. But it's good to have him on there. I mean, what are your thoughts about this weekend against Samoa? What do you think our hopes are? I'm
looking forward to it. I'm gonna try and go to bed a little bit early and then wake up.
3 a.m. for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed early, wake up at 2:55, 3 a.m. I think kickoffs at 3:05 to watch it. But I'm excited for it. I think they've got this would be a real good challenge just to see kind of where they stack up. As Greg said, with those other nations that are kind of in that neighborhood, right? That upper tier too. I think they got a good shot at winning here. I think it'll be close. So try and get some sleep.
And, I'm okay with that. Let it be close. I'm not going to be able to watch. I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm heading down Friday till Sunday for the 50th anniversary of my old club. I don't think – I mean, there is a chance I'll be out still at 3 in the morning. But I'm hoping not because I'm maybe playing on Saturday for 5 minutes.
Oh. Wait, so you're going to have a couple Friday night and then you're going to play Saturday morning?
Yeah, like the old days. When we were younger.
I love it.
All right, let's do this. Our next guest, I believe, is ready for us. She's been in the green room, the U.S. Rugby Happy Hour green room, eating, red M&Ms or whatever our guests like. And she's calling it. Actually, I don't know where she's joining us from, so it'd be good to ask her that way, that as well. So either way, what's that?
I think the state of Washington.
You think the state of Washington?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a $1 bet. All right. Either way, let's welcome USA Eagle and Sail Sharks prop, Catie Benson. Katie!
Hi.
Hey,
how are you?
Good. I'm going to yell there.
Katie, are you in Washington?
No worries. Yes, we're in sorry, I'm shouting now.
It's okay.
We're in Bellingham, Washington right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been there.
It was a 2-hour drive after Seattle, so it's only an hour away from Vancouver.
So they're going to wait before you cross the border? Wait a while before you cross the border?
Wait a little bit. We're having a little bit of a camp and a closed scrimmage against Canada this weekend.
Oh, you are? Nice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that camp. Talk about, are you specifically preparing for England, or is it more right now getting acquainted with all the teammates and getting back into the international rugby form?
I think it's a little bit of a mixture of both. I think right now we are. Sorry if the Wi-Fi isn't the best if I go in and out.
It's good.
Okay. It's a mixture of both. I think right now we're really preparing for England, but we are also, getting those connections with our teammates right now. We have the Sevens girls that are coming in. We have a few new people, so just kind of adding the cohesion. So get ready for the big game against England.
Absolutely. So let's go back. First off, how important was that? I mean, so the result against Australia, right, did two things, right? Clinching the spot for the World Cup and then qualifying for the WXV1. What were the thoughts, the feelings, one after that game? Let's start there.
Oh, I think that was a lot of emotions. I think, obviously, I think we all just realized that we qualified, and that was, a little bit weight off our chest. We didn't have to, that's always a hard part of, the few years going into World Cup is, qualifying and everything. But after that high went off, then realizing that we're in WXV1 and, really going against the top tier teams. And some of us, we get to play against some of those girls day in and day out, or practice with them or go against. So it's going to be really fun to play against them.
Yeah, you start against England September 29th. They just beat the Black Ferns. They've won 17 straight. They played in front of, I think it was like 46,000 at.
Yeah, around
there. It's not Twickenham
yeah.
anymore now. They've got a new sponsor, but they're the number one team in the world. Are you guys pumped up for that one?
Yeah, I think we're really pumped up for that. You have to go against our teams, and I think we're all really excited to go against them. I think it's going to be a very physical battle. USA, we do have that. I think that's one of our main things, is that we want to make sure that we showcase that how physical USA can be. And I think we're just really excited to go against them. And I think everyone's kind of itching just to play, and you kind of want that big game to happen, but happy to have the 2 weeks to, build those cohesions and work on those little nitty gritty things so that we can really put our best foot forward.
And you talk about the physicality, especially the England side and the American side. Both men and women are very physical sides. So is there a danger of over preparing for the physicality of a game and maybe getting away from, I mean, I feel like sometimes if you overdo one part, it's like, okay, we forget about the rest. I don't know.
No, I think Sione really hammers in that not only do we have to have like physicality, but we need to have that game knowledge in that game. And, you make a big hit, make sure you know where you're going next. So I think we're just trying to, those are the two things that we really try to work on so that we can showcase the best. We had combat today. This is what happened.
Oh.
I was like, my roommate says hi. I'm rooming with Captain America herself, Kate. And she was like, tell him hi. But I literally had to rush into the shower. So I'm like, I need to fix myself before I go on.
Well, I haven't showered in a week. I don't know about Fitzy. You're fine.
I can smell it from here, Bill.
Yeah, you can smell it.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's like, this is kind of like the stinking drink I used to do in club. And anyway.
So Katie, you mentioned that you guys are scrimmaging with Canada. Yeah. Canada beat the Black Ferns not too long ago for the first time in their history. Have they been able to now? Are they forthright with sharing some of the things that they were able to do successfully? No.
No, I don't think so. And always playing against Canada is it's always a battle in itself. It's our neighbors up north. So I think even though we are preparing for England, we're also preparing, for them as well, just to get those. It's a big battle. It's always it's a big battle against Canada every time. So I don't know. I don't think they'll be sharing anything, but we'll be trying some new things on them.
And you mentioned, again, physicality. We'll talk about that in a second longer. England side, I believe, I could be wrong, I believe is one of your Sail Shark teammates is on the England side, or maybe more than that.
Yeah.
Do you try to find her and give her a love tap, give her a nice
yeah, Marwana, Mozzie. No, probably not. I'm not, I won't lie, I'm not a chatty person on the field. I probably will give her a little bit of a smirk if I end up playing, but she's a very hard runner. I see her day in and day out play, and I also live with her, so she's a beast she's just a beast. So I'll try. It's gonna be a little roommate battle there.
Wait, you live with her, so there's not gonna be like you hit her, I don't know, blindside or whatever else to say. That's what you get for stealing my lunch the other day.
Oh no. Yeah, no. I'll probably just give her a smirk and just focus on my job, to be fair. but yeah, I think a lot of us play with some of those girls, so I think everyone's just gonna be focusing on their job and, just trying to, everyone's probably gonna just string as many things as we can to put our best foot.
So you mentioned Sione earlier, Sione Fukafuka. Nearly a year since he's been at the helm of the program. Have you talk about maybe how the team has changed? And again, nothing against nothing. Not talking about the prior coaches. I'm just talking about maybe how things have changed under him. Can you talk about his style and how the teams are reacting to his style? And are you seeing improvement as a team overall?
Yeah. His style. We're seeing major improvements. We really have to buy into his system, and we have he wants to make sure that we know our stuff. And if you have to know all the phases, and you need to know the game plan in order to get that success. So yeah, I've had a lot of coaches throughout this whole system, and everyone has been amazing. And Sione is no different. We really want to make him proud, obviously. So everyone is really studying up on their stuff. And sorry, I almost swore there. So I was trying really. Oh, that was good for me.
It's okay. This is
Okay, let the curse words fly on this.
Listen to last week's show. It was like one big F-bomb.
So I think we're just making sure that we know our stuff, and his coaching style, we really all enjoy it and want to make. I think we're getting some success from it.
Okay, let's talk about you personally for a second. Here, you've got you've got 40 easy questions here. I think you've got 45 caps. You're just 45. I think 6 behind Jamie Burke, she's a member of the U.S. Rugby Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Hope Rogers is 47.
Mm-hmm.
Your current teammate who's off camera has 37. I think.
Yeah, I think
38.
She
can fact check.
She'll let you know.
I should. I'll when she comes out, I'll fact check that one. Yeah.
But you made your debut in 2015 against England. Let's go back to that game. How did it feel to run out for the Women's Eagles for the first time then?
Yeah.
I actually still can remember that. I just remember things going so fast and just looking left and right and kind of being like, oh, this is different than college.
A little bit.
Luckily I had Hope right there. And Hope kind of just gave me a look and was like, you can do this. And I went against, I believe it was Rocky Clark, who has a lot of caps for England. And I just was like, oh, this is the big leagues. And I just remember, you get that little bite of what you want, and then you just were like, okay, now I want more and I want more. So that first game, it was absolutely amazing. But yeah, just it made me want so much more in the future, and here I am now. So
and what is it?
Yeah,
go ahead, Fitzy.
I was going to say, here you are now after 45 caps. I mean, how does your body feel after playing 45?
It feels 90 years old sometimes. I've learned. Phaedra Knight actually told me in the beginning. I remember her saying this, like at a camp, being like, when I was like 22, 23, being like, remember to stretch. You stretch, and like when you're that young, you're like, I don't need the stretch. I'm fine. Yeah. No. If that's one thing, every time little kids come or younger generation comes in, I'm like, please stretch, do recovery, because that will keep you in the game so much longer.
You mentioned what's I saying there? Just playing in your first international match or whatever. But generally speaking, each match, how do you calm your nerves if you get nerves or butterflies, whatever else? Is it something prior to the match, or is it the first hit, whatever, in a match? For me, it was always the first hit, whether I'm getting hit or hitting somebody, that kind of like, boom, okay, I'm good.
To calm the nerves, it usually, I will have my music on blasting and I can't hear anyone. I pretty much tune out the whole world, and that's what usually gets me a little bit calm, which sounds really weird when you have like full blast, like rock or rap or anything playing on. But I think once that goes on, and maybe just like the first hit in the game being like, oh yeah, I can do this. Let's go play some rugby. But yeah, it's a little bit of a dual threat there between the music and then just the first hit.
What music?
Yeah, what's on the playlist?
Oh, what has been on the playlist lately? It's a lot of Cardi B. It's a lot of Megan Thee Stallion. Recently some Adele, which isn't always me. Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, we don't listen to just one genre of music. We listen to a lot. That's a random playlist on that Spotify.
I can see if you're tearing up on the sidelines, it's because you listen to Adele or something.
Yeah, Adele is usually like, we were taught a while back having this red head versus blue head. Like, red, you're like high energy, ready to go. Blue is more your cooling. So my playlist actually is like red, blue head. And I have each playlist that if I need to calm down a little bit, we go from that playlist. If we need to spark it up a little bit, get the energy and juices flowing, we go to the red. So
I don't know, Bill. I Set Fire to the Rain is a banger from Adele. I would crank. That would get me fired up.
Adele is kind of in the purple zone. She can do either one.
Either one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Catie, back to you for a second. So you've played 2 World Cups, right? 2017, that was Ireland. 2021, that was New Zealand. In line to play for your 3rd, England next year. So I will throw this out there. Could we?
Sorry, I knocked on wood.
Knock on wood.
No.
You're right. Knock on wood. Could we assume, so long as you stay healthy and you're playing at a high level, that you'll stay to at least? So I'm sorry. Are you
spit it out?
Yeah. Stay with PW. Yeah, she's like, get to the question already, guy. Will you stay with PWR to at least the 2025 World Cup?
Oh,
okay.
That's a hard question. Right now we kind of just take it every step by step right now, every day by day. I know my parents' answer for this question. I know myself question for this. Like, I know their answer. I know my answer.
What's your parents' answer?
Come home.
Oh, I'm not gonna share it. No, we'll see. We kind of go day by day. The cool thing about PWR is absolutely how amazing the competition is, and getting to play with some of the best teams, best country, best players in the world. And not only just doing that, it's also the friendships. So that will be always hard to kind of leave, but maybe we'll see if the body holds on. Well, we don't know. That's a hard question. Plus, I'm a little bit on the older age range, so we'll see.
All right. Well, since we're on PWR, let's talk Sale Sharks. How long have you been with Sale, by the way?
This will be my 4th year.
4th year. Okay. So let's talk about your 4th year coming up. It's kicking off early in October. Not sure if you'll be there in camp yet or not, but
nope,
you're not. Okay. So how are you feeling about the upcoming season?
Excited. Yeah. Sale Sharks are, we're a northern team. We're very gritty. Luckily I have some of my American teammates on there. So, with other people as well. So, I think we're going to have a fun season. I think we are a team that loves to play defense and loves to be, chatty. So I'm excited for it. I think my first week back after Japan, like, you kind of are like itching to get back on the field when you are like sat on the sideline, because obviously time change and you're watching your friends play and you're just like, oh, I want to be back out there and play with the girls. It's going to be exciting season.
And speaking of some of the girls, can you share anything about Georgie's status at all? Do you know anything about that?
To be fair, I don't really know Georgie's status at the moment. But yeah, she is probably one of the most hardworking people in the entire world. Easily, I think probably is the most hardworking person in the entire world.
Yeah.
And she's just working to get back out there as soon as she can.
No, I've actually never seen her play in person. but she looks like to be about 5'4" to me for some reason. Whenever I see her video,
She might. Yeah, I think she's 5'4".
but she plays like 6'5".
Nah, she plays like she's 9 feet. To be fair, like yeah, she's funny.
So who's in the club now? It's you, Nick James, Katana, Georgie, Erica, Olivia just joined the club.
Olivia.
Is Etty still with the club?
Etty is no longer. She went back to sevens, went back. I don't know if she's in sevens, but she went back to America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not over there. All right. So another thing about the PWR, I mean, how fun is it to play against, say, teams like Exeter Chiefs who have a lot of Eagles as well? I mean, I know you say when you're on the field you're not chatty, whatever else, but there's got to be something when you're going against your own Eagles teammates.
Yeah, that's actually the most chattiest team I probably will be chatting to.
Yeah.
When Kate was playing, absolutely. Both her, Rachel Johnson, would probably say little things to me, and I would just look at them, roll my eyes, which I'm pretty good at. But to be fair, last time we played Exeter, I think I was playing tight head, and I had to play against my best friend, Hope, and that was probably the most chattiest. Georgie probably had to rile me back a little bit. Rachel had probably had to rile, because we're like sisters. We bicker a lot. After the game, it was absolutely totally fine, but I was just like, we just kind of constantly bickering. But I think, like, obviously, definitely not the chattiest person, but anytime I play against a team where there's Americans, just because I'll just start chatting to them and just trying to get in their head, and everyone, I think, just kind of looks at us and being like, you don't talk, and this is the only time you do talk. I'm like, yeah, because I like to annoy them. Like, I like to annoy Hallie. I like to annoy Kate. It's fun.
But what do you say? That's
I don't really know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know anything. I say I actually have no idea.
She blacks out for 80 minutes.
I do. I will say the person who probably has the best chat out of the Americans when you play against her is probably Gabby Cantorna. She's funny. She says some funny things. Katana also says some funny things, and you're just like, Katana will say things, and me and Nick will be out there like chuckling at her because we're like, "Go on, Katana, go on." Georgie's also a good chatter. Oh, there's actually a lot of good chatters. I usually just let them do it. I have my little one-liners, but I can't remember a single one-liner, to be fair.
I'm going to steal something from Fitzy here. Who is the funniest on the Eagles team right now? Remember you used to ask that question. Yeah. Rob Kane said Gabby was the funniest at one point.
He also said, and if Kate can hear this, that Kate thinks she's the funniest.
That's right.
She is funny. I won't lie. She is a funny gal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at, I actually have to look at the list right now. Gabby is, I hate to say it, Gabby is really, really funny. Oh, Gabby's funny. Gabby might be having the crown right now. Summer is quite funny as well. I think that the crown has to go to Gabby Cantorna. Yeah, unfortunately. She's a funny girl. Oh, dang it. I wish trying to figure out someone besides Jenny or Gabby. Jenny Cronish, she's not here right now, but Jenny Cronish is actually the funniest Eagle, in my honest opinion. She's the funniest. I think she did comedy club at Harvard.
I see her every so often around the New England Free Jacks games. It was good to talk to her.
Yeah, she's funny.
She's tall.
Very tall. Yeah.
So Katie, last night, I don't know if you caught it, but the new season Dancing with the Stars premiered.
Yep.
Bill's a big fan. He's seen all 33
Absolutely.
seasons.
I want to dance.
Yeah. I watched it. I actually been watching the last few. My family does enjoy it, but it was obviously cool to see Ilona Mar participating. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yes, we did. We did just get done with practice when I think it aired, and all of us, I was, because I know it was through Disney Plus and I was trying to stream it, but they said they couldn't stream it yet, had to wait a few hours. So all of us were like, come on, we all wanted to watch. But then when it aired on the TV here, we all watched it, and it was really cool to watch her. And we all were just like voting, and we were just like telling all our friends and family like vote, 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 vote for her. But she killed it. I was like, go on, girl.
I mean, I think
She
the
also did
coolest
well.
thing. Go ahead.
She did
Bro.
well on the red carpet for the Emmys the other night. She
Yeah.
Access Hollywood. She was hilarious.
She is a funny person. Yeah, we were watching all the clips, and I was just like, oh, you get to meet some cool people. And she was funny, and she was, just being her.
This has always been a great platform, right? Like the fact
Mhm.
that the judges are saying rugby, and you've got mainstream,
Yeah.
American TV audience, maybe hearing the word rugby for the first time, like all great things. So the question here is, Alona, she shared that, she wants to run out and try and compete for a spot on the USA Women's Eagles for the 25 Rugby World Cup. And I think she said like she's got to earn it, which naturally, right? But she'd certainly bring on a lot of attention to rugby, not just the women's game, but just rugby in general here in the US. And I guess just kind of like you love to hear your thoughts just like on the spotlight maybe that's maybe coming onto the sport because of the bronze medal match, and not just Alona, but that moment at the Olympics for the USA Women's Sevens team.
Sorry, I missed the question.
There was a rambling
Sorry.
question in there. Just
Sorry,
yeah,
because you brought the Olympics. I'm like, wait 1 second.
The attention that maybe the women's game is getting here in the US, and just kind of the momentum that can come of it.
Yeah, I think it's great. She is already capped, I believe, for 15s in. I was there, so I should remember this. I think we were in Denver when it happened. But yeah, it'll be great. Just not just, it doesn't necessarily, like me personally, whatever makes the team, as good as it can be. And Sione has a big thing of like, you want to be challenging for that position. And, I think whatever challenge we can do, it will make us better as a team. And, I think making anything spotlight women's rugby and rugby is absolutely great, no matter what it is. But yeah, I think she's coming. I don't know, actually. There's always rumors around it. We're in England, so we don't always hear the rumors until maybe we get here. So,
Alicia Washington just played for him again. JoJo Cheta just played for Barbarians.
mm-hmm.
Would that be a phone call that you would love to get one day?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's
Yeah.
relatively new for the women's side. Obviously, the men have been doing it for a way long time, but
long time. Yeah, I think a lot of girls always like, you see the Babas, and it's really cool. I've been coached by Babas players. I've played with Babas. Hope, and Hope's also one of them. So it would be a cool opportunity just because of like the camaraderie and of what you get from there. But yeah, it would always be cool in the future. Yeah.
If you were a betting person,
I can't bet because we don't do that in rugby.
no, you're not allowed to. I'm just saying, if you knew someone who's a betting person who's just like you, would they bet on the Bills to win the Super Bowl this year?
Oh my God, you did your research. Go on. Yes. Me and Emily Heinrich, I won't lie, we are stressed a lot. I think we told Sione this, that if it's a football weekend, if it's a football game and the Bills are playing, you just have to give us maybe like a business day to like deal with our emotions.
Just you two.
Yeah, just us two. Because usually even if we're like away from each other, we are just like constantly texting me like, what the heck's going on? Yeah, I think it's a good year. I personally think it's a great year. I know we had a good game against, thank God for Cook. He was playing amazing. So is Josh Allen. So I am going to put my bets on it, even though I can't bet.
Not you. Someone who's
Not
like
me.
you would.
Yeah.
As someone that was like me, I would say go on Bills. Yeah.
Well, it's your time now. I've been a Patriots fan for a long time, and I'm actually happy for you guys. I want the Bills to do well. No. I do.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that. I actually was gonna wear a Bills sweatshirt, and Kate was like, "You can't wear that," and I'm like, Oh, okay, fine.
You
I
tell
was like,
her
it's
it would have
still
been
red,
fine.
white, and blue. It's still fine. She was like, no, you're not allowed.
Catie, what about your Penn State Nittany Lions? How are they going to do in the Big Ten this year?
Rugby or football?
Both.
Both. Rugby, I think they're going to do good. I think it constantly. So not constantly. Right now, it's like a building year, and I think they have some good recruiting. Football, I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched it. I do cheer them on every time. I have to. Not have to, but I want to. But yeah, sorry, the NFL kind of takes precedent over college football sometimes. I feel really bad. Sorry, Nittany Lions. Sorry.
Does anyone call you Dr. Benson? And by that I mean you have a doctorate in chiropractic science.
They do.
And why don't they if they don't? Yeah, I was going to say.
My dad is like the number one for saying that.
Of course.
They do. I do. I just never. I'm like, it feels
Yeah.
weird to me, but then I realized I actually got that degree, so I'm like,
You
oh,
earned it.
yeah, I kind of earned it.
Wait, kind
yeah,
of?
I think yeah, I kind of earned it. No, I definitely earned it. In the rugby world, not so much. It's always funny though, finding out that when teammates find out that oh, we can actually call you doctor. I'm like, if you call me doctor, I will be mad. No, I'm just Benny. I'm just Benny. If you
Yeah.
even call me Catie on the field, I'm like, what? Did they do something wrong?
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, no. After rugby, then I'll be doctor. But right now, it's full on rugby player.
Well, Benny, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
No problem.
Good luck in the WXV. We are 100% cheering for you and the team.
Thank you. It was great talking to you guys.
And go Bills.
Go Bills. Thank you.
All right, Catie, have a great night.
Have a great day. Bye.
Yeah, I love being able to have a laugh with these guests. It's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them ever. One of the things we tell them is like it's gonna be fun, cool. Then people don't really do this stuff because I know it's not easy. I mean, not that you and I are like gods at doing interviews. I mean, I think.
This is hard hitting rugby journalism right here.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mount
We're
Rushmore of rugby journalists. There's me, 3 random guys, and then maybe you, like in the back, like down at the bottom.
Hey, top 5.
Like
top 5.
maybe on the backside, like the butt of like the Rushmore. Do they have like a
the butt more?
See what I mean? Like you can't.
Yes.
But no, back to what our interviews. Yes, it was great I didn't know she was such a massive Bills fan, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm a huge fan of the Commanders. But back then, growing up in the 90-91 Super Bowl season, the then Washington beat the Buffalo Bills. Mark Rippon threw like 2 or 3 touchdown passes. They went 14-2 that season and won the Super Bowl. So,
well, not to rub it in, I was there.
You were at the game in Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis, we stayed at the same hotel as the Redskins. I have a picture with Franco Harris and a couple of random guys in the hotel bar one night. A couple of guys on the team. I won the tickets through something, and it was a blast, man. That was my first Super Bowl experience, and we almost sold the tickets. Yeah. We could have gotten like $2,000 whatever back then for them, which is nothing now. But we're like, we're never going to go to a game again. Let's go. And it was great. We met Muhammad Ali during the trip. And then years later, I've gone to 5, and I've worked them all. So it's not like, I've been lucky, over my career. But who would have known, if we sold those and that kind of thing. But that was a great experience.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Good stuff. Great conversations with Greg Peterson and Catie Benson. If you just come
Dr.
in
Benson.
late, please tune in. Dr. Benson. Dr. Medicine. No, I can't say that.
Sally Quinn.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
I'm just confused now. Moving on. Thank you all for listening. Please, again, like, follow, and subscribe this show, whether you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook, or if you listen to the podcast replay, which comes out on Thursdays. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Check us out again next week. Thanks again.